the Stoic Guide to Reclaiming Your Attention and Focus. Tonight, before you close your eyes, before the noise of the day fades into silence, I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up 1 year from now. You are standing in the same room, looking at the same walls, living the same routines, carrying the same unfinished goals. Not because you lacked intelligence, not because you lacked potential, not because life was unfair, but because your attention was scattered, a little here, a little there, pulled in 100 different directions. One notification, one distraction, one unnecessary worry, one endless stream of information after another, and while your body moved forward through time, your mind remained trapped in distraction. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became another year, and somehow, the things that mattered most never received your full attention. Now imagine a different future. Imagine waking up with clarity, knowing exactly what matters, feeling calm instead of overwhelmed, focused instead of restless, present instead of distracted. Imagine looking back over the year and realizing that your life changed not because of some dramatic breakthrough, but because you learned how to direct your attention. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern society often forgets. Your life follows your attention. Where attention goes, energy follows. Where energy follows, results appear. And tonight, as you prepare for sleep, you are about to learn 10 timeless Stoic lessons that can help you reclaim your attention, strengthen your focus, and quiet the endless noise inside your mind. There is nothing you need to do right now, no notes to take, no pressure to remember every word. Simply listen. Allow these ideas to settle gently into your thoughts, and let your mind become still. Lesson 1. Your attention is your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." Think about that carefully. Most people protect their money. They protect their possessions. They protect their reputation. But very few protect their attention. Yet attention is far more valuable. Money can be earned again. Lost possessions can be replaced. Even damaged reputations can recover. But a moment of life spent is gone forever. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of attention, a limited amount of mental energy, a limited amount of focus, and the quality of your life depends largely on where that attention goes. The modern world competes aggressively for your attention. Companies spend billions of dollars trying to keep your eyes fixed on screens. Notifications interrupt your thoughts. Advertisements compete for your focus. Algorithms study your behavior. Everyone wants a piece of your attention, but very few people ask whether those things deserve it. The Stoics would remind us that attention is not merely awareness. It is direction. It is choice. It is life itself. The person who controls their attention controls the direction of their life. The person who loses control of their attention slowly loses control of themselves. Tonight, ask yourself, what has been receiving most of my attention lately? And more importantly, has it been worthy of my life? In a moment, we're going to explore a lesson that may completely change the way you think about distraction. Because, according to the Stoics, distraction is not the real problem. Something much deeper is happening beneath the surface. Lesson 2. Distraction is often escape. Most people believe distraction happens because there is too much information, too much technology, too many interruptions. But Stoic philosophy points toward a deeper truth. Sometimes distraction is not something we suffer from. Sometimes it is something we seek. Think about the moments when you reach for your phone without thinking, the moments when you avoid difficult work, the moments when you endlessly scroll. Often there is something underneath, a discomfort, a fear, an uncertainty, a responsibility, a difficult emotion. Distraction becomes an escape route, a temporary shelter from discomfort. But every escape comes with a cost. The discomfort remains, the challenge remains, the responsibility remains. Only now it has been delayed. Seneca observed that many people spend their lives running from themselves. They stay busy.com. They stay entertained. They stay occupied because silence forces them to confront what they have been avoiding. Yet growth begins precisely where avoidance ends. The moment you stop running, the moment you sit with discomfort, the moment you face what needs to be faced, that is where freedom begins. The next time you feel the urge to distract yourself, pause and ask, what am I trying not to feel right now? The answer may reveal more than you expect. Lesson 3. Clarity creates focus. Imagine trying to hit a target that you cannot see. No matter how much effort you apply, your chances of success remain small. This is how many people live. Busy.active.com, constantly moving, yet unclear about what truly matters. Without clarity, focus becomes impossible. The Stoics believed that every action should serve a purpose, not because life must become rigid, but because direction creates peace. When you know what matters most, decisions become easier, distractions become easier to resist, priorities become clearer. Much of modern stress comes not from having too much to do, but from trying to treat everything as equally important. The Stoics understood that not everything deserves equal attention. Some things matter deeply, others merely appear urgent. Learning the difference changes everything. Every morning Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of what truly mattered. Not wealth, not praise, not comfort, but character, purpose, wisdom, service. Perhaps one reason so many people feel overwhelmed today is that they have never clearly defined what deserves their focus. When everything feels important, nothing receives your full attention. Clarity simplifies life, and simplicity creates focus. The next lesson may be one of the most powerful ideas in Stoic philosophy. It is simple, but if you truly understand it, you may instantly free yourself from a tremendous amount of mental noise. Lesson 4. Separate what you control from what you don't. This lesson sits at the heart of Stoicism. Some things are within your control. Some things are not. Your effort is yours. Other people's opinions are not. Your actions are yours. The future is not. Your choices belong to you. External events do not. Yet most people spend enormous amounts of mental energy worrying about things beyond their control. The result, an exhausted mind, constant anxiety, scattered attention. The Stoics recognized that attention wasted on uncontrollable things drains energy from what truly matters. Imagine carrying heavy stones all day. Now imagine that many of those stones are completely unnecessary. How much lighter would you feel if you simply set them down? That is what happens when you stop fighting reality. Acceptance is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is recognizing where your power begins and ends. Focus grows stronger the moment you stop investing energy into battles you cannot win. Lesson 5. Train your mind like a muscle. Many people believe focus is something you either have or you don't. The Stoics disagreed. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it can be strengthened. A weak muscle becomes stronger through repetition. The same is true for attention. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen focus. Every time you return your attention to the present moment, you strengthen focus. Every time you choose intentional action over impulse, you strengthen focus. Small moments matter. Tiny decisions matter. The modern world encourages constant stimulation. The Stoics encouraged deliberate practice, not perfection. Practice. The goal is not to eliminate every distraction. The goal is to become better at returning your attention again and again and again. Over time, the mind becomes steadier. calmer, more resilient. Focus is not built in grand moments. It is built in ordinary moments repeated consistently. Soon we'll reach a lesson that many people overlook completely. Yet, it may be one of the biggest reasons attention feels so fragmented today. It has nothing to do with technology and everything to do with inner noise. Lesson 6. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. You are always speaking to yourself. Even now, thought after thought, judgment after judgment, prediction after prediction. The Stoics understood that much suffering originates not from events themselves, but from the stories we tell about them. An obstacle appears. The mind says, "This is terrible." A challenge arises. The mind says, "I can't handle this." A mistake occurs. The mind says, "I'm failing." Notice what happens. Attention immediately becomes trapped inside those narratives. The mind becomes occupied by interpretation rather than reality. Stoicism teaches us to examine our thoughts carefully. Are they true? Are they useful? Are they helping us act wisely? Or are they simply generating noise? A calmer inner dialogue creates a calmer mind, and a calmer mind can focus more clearly on what matters. Lesson 7. Simplicity is a superpower. Modern culture often glorifies complexity. More goals, more commitments, more information, more possessions, more everything. Yet the Stoics repeatedly pointed towards simplicity, not because simplicity is easy, but because simplicity creates space. A cluttered room makes concentration harder. A cluttered schedule makes concentration harder. A cluttered mind makes concentration harder. Many people do not need better productivity systems. They need fewer unnecessary obligations. The more you simplify your life, the easier it becomes to focus deeply. Ask yourself, what can be removed? What can be reduced? What can be simplified? Often progress comes not from adding more, but from removing what is unnecessary. The next lesson may be uncomfortable, because it challenges one of the most common habits in modern life. Yet mastering this principle can dramatically increase your peace of mind. Lesson 8. Stop borrowing problems from the future. How much of your mental energy is spent worrying about things that have not happened? Tomorrow's problems, next month's uncertainties, future possibilities, imagined disasters. The Stoics warned against this habit, not because preparation is wrong, but because endless worry solves nothing. When the mind lives constantly in the future, the present moment loses its power. Attention becomes fragmented. Energy becomes depleted. Peace disappears. Most of the things we fear never happen, and many of the challenges that do happen are manageable when they arrive. The future should be prepared for, not lived in prematurely. Return your attention to today.com. Return it to this moment. Return it to what can actually be done now. That is where your power exists. Lesson 9. Silence is necessary for wisdom. The world is loud. Constant opinions, constant updates, constant stimulation, constant noise. Yet wisdom grows in silence. The Stoics valued periods of reflection, not because they wished to escape life, but because reflection allows understanding. Many people consume information all day.com, yet rarely create space to process it. Without silence, the mind becomes crowded.com. Without stillness, attention becomes scattered. Without reflection, wisdom struggles to emerge. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is where understanding deepens. It is where perspective returns. It is where the mind remembers what truly matters. Give yourself moments of quiet, even brief moments. Your attention will thank you. And now we arrive at the final lesson, perhaps the most important lesson of all, because every idea we've discussed tonight ultimately leads here. Lesson 1. Oh, your life is happening now. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself of a simple truth. Life is not happening tomorrow. Life is not happening next year. Life is happening now. This moment, this breath, this experience. Yet countless people postpone their lives, waiting for better circumstances, waiting for more confidence, waiting for less uncertainty, waiting for some future moment when everything finally feels perfect. But perfection never arrives. Life continues moving, day by day, moment by moment. The Stoics encourage us to return to the present, not because the present is always easy, but because it is real. The present is where action occurs. The present is where attention exists. The present is where life unfolds. The more fully you inhabit the present moment, the more alive you become. And perhaps that is what true focus really is. Not forcing the mind, not controlling every thought, but returning again and again to the life unfolding directly in front of you. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, remember this. Your attention is precious. Your focus is valuable. Your mind deserves peace. You do not need to master these lessons overnight. You do not need perfect discipline. You do not need perfect focus. Simply begin, one choice at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time, because the future version of you is being shaped right now by what you choose to notice, by what you choose to focus on, by what you choose to give your attention to. And perhaps 1 year from now, you will wake up in that same room, looking at those same walls, but you will not be the same person, because you learned to govern the world within, and in doing so, you changed the direction of your life. Sleep peacefully, and remember, where your attention goes, your life follows. If you like my videos, subscribe my channel for more motivational video or about Stoicism. Thanks for watching.